I used to live in a small rental house near a quiet suburban park. It wasn't fancy, but the rent was cheap and the neighborhood felt safe enough. I kept a pretty strict routine: leave for work around 8:30 a.m., return by 6 p.m., run in the park after dinner, then relax with TV or my laptop until bed. Nothing exciting. I didn't notice anything off at first, just little things. Once, my back gate was open when I came home, even though I always locked it. Another time, my living room throw blanket was folded differently than how I left it. I chalked it up to me being forgetful. Then one morning, I found my coffee maker already filled with water. I don't do that the night before. The weirdest part: the coffee grounds were measured perfectly, exactly how I liked it. I felt uneasy. I asked my landlord if he or maintenance had been by. He said no one had reported entering. I changed the locks that evening and told myself it was probably my mind playing tricks on me from working too much. But that same night, while brushing my teeth, I saw movement through the bathroom mirror, just a shadow shifting past the hallway. I stepped out quickly, but the house was still. Every door was locked. I didn't sleep much. The next day, I set up an old phone as a motion camera app and aimed it at my kitchen while I was at work. When I checked the footage that evening, my stomach dropped. At 11:43 a.m., a man walked into frame, calmly, casually. He unlocked the sliding glass door from the inside, like he'd been there the whole time, and helped himself to a drink from my fridge. He looked straight into the camera and smiled before turning it off. I went to the police with the video. They took it seriously, swept the house, and found no one. No fingerprints, no break-in. They told me to stay somewhere else for a few days while they investigated. I crashed at my friend Emma's apartment across town. That night, I got a notification from my home security app that the motion sensor detected movement. I checked the footage. The man was back. This time he walked through the house slowly, like he owned the place. He touched my clothes, sat on my couch, took a selfie in my bathroom mirror. That photo was later found on a burner phone left in my mailbox 2 days later. He was wearing my hoodie. I upgraded my locks, installed alarms, and added more cameras. Then I noticed something that made my skin crawl. Every time I returned home, there was something slightly moved. A spoon turned. My shampoo cap half closed. The timestamp on my laptop last opened at times I wasn't home, but all doors and windows were still locked. The police found a hidden access panel in the attic, one I had never known existed. The insulation around it was flattened, used recently. They believed he'd been living in my attic for weeks, maybe longer. He came down during the day, stayed quiet when I was home, and returned through the crawl space when I left. That explained how he knew my routine. The cameras never picked up his attic entrance. The worst part came later when detectives traced the burner phone. It had been bought using a fake ID, but the name on the credit card used. It was mine. I moved out within the week. New town, new phone number, changed jobs. I couldn't take the chance. Emma helped me find a place on the 3rd floor of a building with no attic access, no crawl spaces. It took months before I started sleeping normally. But last Friday, I came home to find a package at my door. No label, no return address. Inside was a USB drive. I plugged it into an old laptop, hands trembling. The folder was titled "Your Routine." Inside were hundreds of photos, me at the grocery store, me on the bus, me sitting at Emma's kitchen table, all taken from a distance. The most recent one was timestamped just 20 minutes before I got home. It showed me standing in the elevator, holding my mail. I had just bought a small 2-bedroom house on the outskirts of town. Nothing fancy, but it was mine. Since the mortgage was a stretch on my salary alone, I listed the spare room online. The ad was simple: clean, quiet home. Females only, no pets. A few days later, I got a message from someone named Maya. She was polite, reserved, and said she needed a place quickly. She moved in within the week. She paid cash, didn't talk much, and left early every morning for work. We didn't interact much, which honestly was fine with me. But about 3 weeks after she moved in, I started noticing little things. My desk chair was slightly turned, my toothpaste had been used when I hadn't, and once I found my front door unlocked when I was sure I had locked it. At first, I thought I was just being forgetful. Then one night, around 1:30 a.m., I went to the kitchen for a drink and saw that Maya's bedroom door was wide open. The lights were off and the bed looked undisturbed. I called her name softly. No answer. I checked the driveway. Her car was gone. I thought maybe she left in a rush and forgot to close her door, but she didn't come back that night or the next. After 3 days of silence, I called the police. They took a missing person report but didn't seem too concerned. She was an adult. Maybe she left by choice. I decided to clean her room, thinking I could relist it. Inside the closet, there was a small access door to the attic I had never noticed. Curiosity got the better of me and I climbed up with a flashlight. What I found made my stomach turn. There was a sleeping bag, food wrappers, empty water bottles, and a few books. But worse, there were photographs of me, dozens of them, some while I was asleep, others in the bathroom, one with me watching TV, eating dinner. They were printed on cheap photo paper, taken from angles that suggested she had been watching through vents or cracks in the doors. I scrambled down and called the police. This time they searched the attic thoroughly and found more evidence, footprints in the insulation, fresh food wrappers, but no sign of Maya, or whoever she really was. When they ran the ID she had given me, it came back fake. The phone number was from a prepaid burner. The email she used to contact me had been deleted. The rental app account was made with a VPN. She had left no real trace. The only evidence she ever existed was what she left behind in my attic. 2 nights later, around 3:40 a.m., I heard the front door rattle. Just once, then silence. I froze. Then I heard a soft click like a key turning. I grabbed my phone and quietly slipped out the back door, hiding behind the trash bins. I called 911 and whispered what was happening. Minutes later, red and blue lights lit up the house. The door was open. The cops searched every inch but found no one. No signs of forced entry, nothing missing. Just like last time, only this time my bedroom vent had been removed. And inside, the small camera that the cops had missed before was gone. The next morning, a package showed up on my doorstep. No label, no return address. Inside was a single flash drive. I plugged it into my old laptop, heart pounding. It contained one video. Me sleeping. The camera angle was from the corner of my ceiling. The timestamp said it was recorded 2 days after Maya disappeared. I moved the same week. New state, new number, but I still don't feel safe. I cover every vent. I sleep with my closet doors duct taped shut. Last night, around 2 in the morning, I heard the soft click of a door unlocking. I stayed frozen under the covers. This morning, the front door was still locked, but the bathroom light was on.